Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday, January 23rd of 2025. We're going to do a Lawfully Armed Productions Tactical Muffin Top Takeover Chat.
Ta-da! This is
We've got
Tactical Muffin Top on the Lawfully Armed side.
and Justin B.
making his debut.
You cut out.
Making his debut.
He's making his debut, Lawfully.
Making his debut.
I had you on my channel, Justin B.
I'm still a little congested under the weather myself. So, anybody know anything good? See any more SHOT Show stuff that excites us that's not made by Palmetto State Armory?
Sure.
I mean, I'm asking, have you seen anything?
I did check out that Recover Tactical brace. Looks pretty sick, but I don't know exactly the full logistics as far as reliability. But the cutting of weight and transforming your EDC to a third point of contact for a decent price, other than snagging a PCC, seems like a cool thing.
So I will go back on some of the stuff that I said Tuesday night. It's not that any of that stuff that we covered for PSA isn't neat. Like for second kind of cool, I can't knock it. There's a bunch of those guns that are sexy looking and would be fun to like plink with. They're just not any of them that I find practical. And the one or two that could be practical, I don't find that for the money until they're out for some time. I don't know if I could trust them to be not otherwise replaced by something that already exists that has proven itself and that's made by a manufacturer that you can trust.
Yeah, fair enough. I like higher quality than PSA if I can have it.
I am kind of hopeful for that that modular shotgun that you can slap together at home. I do have really high hopes for that, but
Yeah, I thought that was a good idea.
When they announced that last year for the pump gun, I was kind of excited. Like I was like, okay, cool. And ultimately, my excitement for anything PSA comes down to they kind of act like the anchor that drags the price point down on everybody else. That's what most excites me about anything that PSA has a hit with. Is not their product itself; it's that everybody else in that niche or in that genre is going to feel the hurt enough that it forces them to get fair,
I dig it.
Almost like with ammo, before Walmart pulled their stunt and said, hey, we're going to stop selling like assault rifle ammo and pistol ammo. They used to act as the barometer for what ammunition could sell for because Walmart is coast to coast nationwide. And the price of a box might vary a couple bucks here or there from one store to another, from one state to another. But it wasn't ever like a bunch.
Yeah, I mean, I bought a bunch of Walmart ammo just for plinking.
Right. I mean, everybody's done it. And what's neat about that is, a box here might, a box 20 or a brick of 22 here might be, and I'm going to try and think back to like late 2010s prices, early 2010s. Let's say a 500 count brick was nominally $15 or $18, right? So, it might be plus or minus a couple bucks from one store to another, but it wasn't a bunch. Anytime the ammo got hard to get or whatever, people would like scalp on it. It maybe didn't do anything for that like gray market, that secondary market where like you'd have the retired guys buy all the ammo and then turn around and go to flea markets or gun shows and flip it. But it kept your local gun store from being able, like right, wrong, or indifferent, it kept them from being able to ask too much more. You know, well, since Walmart's gotten out of it, that's part of why this last go around through the 2020 election and then on into the COVID years, that's why all that ran just nuts.
No one to keep the bar steady.
Right.
Yep.
You know,
Sophia B's in the chat. Sophia, I was watching you on the YouTubes or the Instagram, one of the two. I was just watching you. You were
yeah.
sick.
If you'd have done a live stream, she'd be watching yours, but you decided to not have one.
Listen here. I thought I had friends that wanted me to play video games with them, and I haven't had a chance all week. And then they told me to go fuck myself anyway. So
Here you are.
We can flip the script. You can go live and we'll hop over.
no, nope. I just pimped you out to every Discord I'm in, even Wiretap.
Well, shucks.
Look, even Red Dawn.
Anyway, so PSA, their products act kind of as that same barometer. They keep anybody from getting too crazy.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
I'll tell you, I'm a little bit scared of that. The more we talked about it, that 50 cal, man.
I know.
If you're shaving 6 G's off of that, that cannot be some good metal, right? That now thinking about that, that is a little fucking scary.
Well, I don't think that it's that dangerous. I mean, lawyers are a thing. We live in a very litigious society, so nobody. The general rule of thumb in firearms development is that a gun is usually twice as safe as it has to be from like a material stress standpoint. But at the same time, like if there were going to be a gun that somebody like fucked up, it wouldn't be a 50. You wouldn't want it to be a 50 BMG because I mean, like that's a pipe bomb.
You are literally going to tank your business if that happens on the YouTube channel.
I mean, I see the wearable parts in something like that just not wearing very well either. Something you constantly have to throw parts at. I don't see them making something at that price point that will withstand worth the shit.
What's up, Randy Butternubs? Yeah, but at the same time, I think that, let's be real, how many of us are going to be able to afford to bear it with real life and everything like that? That's going to be like your barbecue gun. You bust out maybe 10 rounds a year out of it with your buddies because it's like $7 to $15 a round depending on the time of the climate of the year.
Yeah.
But, for somebody who has always wanted one and can do those 10 rounds a year, it's probably worth every penny to that guy.
Oh, yeah.
And I would rather have a 50 BMG for shits and giggles than like a 338 Lapua. Just from a ammunition standpoint, like ammunition cost standpoint, you could wholly do more practical things and be accurate at distance with the 338, but for just the
pizzazz,
the punch, yeah, for the punch and the wow factor or whatever. 50 BMG has got it.
Yeah. Anything else tickle your fancy at SHOT Show, Mr. Gun Counter Nitwit?
Midwit, not nidwit.
Nope, I'm going with the first one.
I was hoping to see more on the Ruger RXM be announced, but Ruger and Magpul both seem to be silent on that, at least from all the coverage I have seen so far. It looks like they're shrugging off announcing any more grips or colors till later. They're just kind of open-ended promises with no timeline to expect. Stuff that actually was showed off that I have seen so far. If you're going to get excited about second kind of cool guns, the ones that you can't say are practical but are neat, there's a dude coming out with a new clone of a HK P7 M13. He's going to do a aluminum frame. And the parts are all backwards compatible for old guns. So like if you wanted spare parts or whatever for your actual original gun that's older, you can buy parts from him, keep them up and running.
Seems like a good idea.
If you want to play Hans Gruber, it's a way to get into a gun.
Do you
And
think
he was saying like 3,500 was what he thought the production or what the price was going to be.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You got a picture of that?
I
would assume
don't.
that makes like mags and stuff cheaper too, which I would assume are probably not the easiest to find. Something antiquated like that.
No. Right now he's using actual imported HK mags.
Oh, gotcha.
So they're like 200 muffins a lick.
Oh my lord!
That's why I said it's second kind of cool. Wholly impractical. Nothing practical about it. Like it's just all for the Riz, as the kids would say.
You're the Rizzler lawfully.
You have no idea.
Gross. What do you think, Justin B? Anything tickling your pickle at SHOT Show?
I honestly haven't even really been keeping up with a lot of it. Just been kind of nursing my eye back to health.
What happened to your eye?
You got that scope kiss.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Finally got when I went up and played in the snow and rucked and shit. I'm only used to using like a red dot or irons, and I was playing with my buddy's setup, and he's got an LVPO on there, and yeah, got
Welcome
me.
to superiority.
Yeah, got me. I figure, I'll try it because in case I ever need it. But like where I live, I'll never need more than a red dot or irons.
But what happens when you're not going to be where you live?
Yep, exactly. So I figure, he's like the tertiary location, so figure try it out. I got the scope kiss.
Fair
You
enough.
didn't like it.
I mean, it's not bad, but
Was it on like a 308?
yeah.
K-Bar released a new knife. K-Bar Dust 2. Interesting.
I know Magpul's announced a couple new knives, but it's like lifestyle brand stuff, so
Yeah, I'm good.
will
on
not
that.
be something I'll be putting in my pocket.
No, I got so many fucking knives.
But I really think that this is going to be the year of 6 arc and 338 arc. Because Surefire got Magpul to make them a new magazine. It's the same magwell dimensions as like the LWRC 68 that they've made specialty mags for I don't know, over a decade. And that just allows that feed geometry by making it just a little bigger than a regular AR-15 mag, like in the magwell. It allows them to use polymer to make the magazine the way it needs to be. And it keeps you from having that goofy, like straight at the top and then curved at the bottom, like the 7.62 by 39 AR mags, which lets you use mags that look like regular AR mags and fit in AR mag pouches correctly.
Yeah. I can't get in on it, and this is coming from a guy who can snag a case, you know what I mean? What's up, DJ the Metalhead Mercenary?
Thanks for being here.
Hashtag Kipper Gang, my dude.
I'm not saying that it's the prepping caliber. I'm just saying my prediction is this. That's going to be that's where the market focus is going to be this year. That's what the dudes chasing the new that have money that want to show off. That like that's the guys that are sponsored shooters. That's what you're going to see them all shooting because it gives you overmatch. The 6 arc gives you basically everything you want out of a 243, out of an AR-15 size rifle. Longer range, more energy, without dramatically more recoil, bigger, heavier gun, without needing 22, 24-inch barrels. And then the 338 arc. Think of the 338 arc as the 300 blackout to 308. Everybody's made. Q came out with the 8.6 Blackout in collaboration with Hornady a couple years ago, and then everybody has kind of like spun off and made their own guns. Q went ahead and did it in a fix, their bolt action to start, and then they released the boombox. And then several other companies are making bolt guns and semi-auto guns, whatever in that. The problem with it was that cartridge has a 1 in 3 twist rate. That's a stupid fast twist rate. And like Pat was saying, if you don't want the bullet to come apart, you've got to make it out of like a solid, which means you're shooting coppers that are machined to expand, or you're just shooting solids, like an actual solid. Whereas this more conventional 1 in 7 twist allows you to use a plethora of off-the-shelf bullets if you were a reloader. And even if you're not a reloader, it allows the industry to just use more of the pills they're already making. It's not necessarily better than it would be in the supersonic because you don't have all that case volume for additional powder to get the muzzle velocity up. If the guys want to run subs, everybody that's messed with it so far swears that with a can, it's movie quiet.
Yeah. Doubt. You see what DJ the Metalhead Mercenary posted there? That's up your alley to talk about.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what got it all started, but as I understood it from a couple days ago, there was like some big three-way fight between Kevin Birmingham and Mark LaRue and Geisley. I don't know why there was like a three-way fight going on. Oh no, excuse me, Otter Creek Labs, OCL. The three of them were going around. Yeah, Q released their new silencer, the Southpaw, and really hyped it up as being like low back pressure and being this and being that and engineering and all the stuff that went into it. And then Otter Creek Labs got a hold of one and like bifurcated it, like just cut it long ways. And you look at it at the cross section and it looks like something that like if you were pretty good at welding, you could like weld that in your garage. Like it looks like something Higher Maxim made 120 years ago. And then Mark LaRue has this like he's made his money. And everybody jokes about him being like a coke fiend. Like evidently he just like he'll pick internet fights with people and then like make like products just to piss people off. I understand if you know him, he's a really good dude. And like if you order from them, they include their own. They call it Dillo dust, like armadillo, Dillo dust barbecue seasoning. It's pretty good rub if you ever get a chance to taste it.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
Yeah, that's it, DJ.
Cut it in half. Oh, Jesus.
And they're trying to get like a huge markup on it.
So they're just saying like it's super awesome and they like cut it in half and it like didn't have super quality shit in it or what?
No, they hyped up all the engineering that went into it and the new this and new that and whatever. Talked about it being low flow or low back pressure can and all this. And it's not. It's regular angular angular baffles.
Okay.
Just all welded together. And I'm not super up to spec on like what the actual material is. So like it may be made out of good stuff. It's not supposed to be real heavy. But as far as like the turbulence and whatnot inside of it to slow and cool the gases, it's not fancy.
Sons of bitches. What's up, Dom BDG? Yep.
Ohio, you want a link?
They have 3 CIA cover-ups now 100% declassified. Now, I want to know, I haven't looked at it yet, but is there any black Sharpie over the names and whatnot? Did we just get a blackout copy or what? What's up, Scoot?
Ah, that's how you do that.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. I'm learning how to navigate StreamYard as the host.
Make sure you like,
Earlier
share, and
today,
sub. You're lawfully armed.
Ohio Patriot says, earlier today, Trump signed an executive order to declassify the JFK, RFK, and MLK Jr. files, and that the pen used be given to RFK Jr.
That's cool. It's cool about the pen part. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it was right at the end. He's like, make sure he gets this.
Well, maybe there's an inkling of justice. I'm sure there will be a bunch.
Yeah, we're just gonna get like the and of through the whole document.
There are tricks for reading through, between the lines on some of that stuff. Sometimes use context clues and like spacing, like how many characters in each word are redacted.
Yeah.
A lot of times you can do that.
Somebody will have a pretty good edited off of the redacted version pretty quick.
Hey, Justin B, did they have when you were shooting that LPVO? Did you have the stock slammed all the way forward, or did you have it fitted to your elbow?
It was right about elbow.
Okay. I was just curious. Like some people like to run it like an inch forward from, and I like to run mine flush. It just depends. But
what happened was I went right up against the tree and I kind of leaned in and it got.
Gotcha. I was just curious. I do see some people like, and I've done it just to slam it quick, and because you could kind of run it like a red dot with both eyes open, but obviously it's a little different.
Yeah, and it was really low light. I just wasn't used to it, and I got right up on it, and it got me.
We'll do it again. Next time you'll be better.
Yeah. Planning on going back out there in a few weeks.
Hell yeah. Lawfully, did you pick up that new Ruger Glock clone thing? I can't remember if you pulled the trigger on it or not.
I did not. I haven't yet. I've been letting customers have the first batches. And I'll admit some of that self-serving. The initial guns that shipped, the night sights were dated 23, which tells me that Ruger's been working on this for a long time. And I've seen one or two that had 24 dated night sights. So I was like, I'll wait till like into quarter 1 before I get real excited.
Mm-hmm.
Get the freshest night sights as possible.
Well, hell, you got what, 7-8 years before you even start to notice you hobo.
Oh, at least. But I mean, there was also hope that maybe by this time they would have announced the other colors, even if they were like distributor exclusives for a while. To get the gun already in a different color. So
yeah, lawfully, I saw you say that, and that's what kind of held me back, was just to kind of hold back and see what else they're going to come down with right here real soon.
I double checked today just to make sure I wasn't crazy, and they still only catalog it in gray on their website, and none of the distributors have it listed in any other. The only options are high cap and low cap.
I like gray. I think I'm
Stuff
gonna
gray's
be
good.
working out this dagger out of my collection, which I haven't had any issues with it, but I think I want to pick up a Gen 519.
Oh, I will tell you
that
something
aim
new.
point build. Kind of looking at that pretty hard.
So you jog my memory. There is something else cool. So Safariland has a new line of holsters coming out called Ballast. So now instead of buying, so like imagine a double stack Glock. So instead of having a different holster, like part number for every linked barrel and with and without light, and then TLR1 or Streamlight, or excuse me, Streamlight TLR1 or Surefire X300 or TLR7 or whatever. Now you're just going to buy the core holster, and then if you want to change for barrel length or light attachment or whatever, it comes apart in sections. So you just change out the end piece.
That's actually kind of a good idea.
It'll be huge for them on reducing the number of SKUs you have to memorize.
Right.
You know, it'll help out agencies that have to buy, you know, like some bigger police departments might have 3, 4, 500 officers they have to buy for. So
Right.
now instead of having to come up with left hand, right hand, and then without light, and then you know they may issue 2 or 3 different size guns depending on you know male, female, big hand, small hand, light, no light, all that. That'll simplify that. And then for little shops like mine, we don't have to try and remember 5011 part numbers. I can just
Is that going to be? Are they going to have any retention with that? Is that going to be like a
yeah, I
duty
mean
grade?
it's yeah, it's a full blown duty holster. It would replace like your 7000 series, the injection molded holster.
That's
And,
cool.
and they've been trying to get past that for the longest time. Like everybody loves the sick look of the Kydex holsters, but Kydex is shiny, and then those are all made by hand, admittedly in Mexico. And so they've been trying to get away from that. They went to the 7000 series and like the T series or whatever, the injection molded holsters. But then it came to their attention that like once the gun is removed from the holster, you throw a fat guy down on top of that, it breaks. So they had come out with the Vault series of holsters a couple years back, but they look like a fucking Cybertruck on your hip. Like they are big and they're angular and they're fugly looking. So they've not sold well. I mean, like the people that have them say they're great. Like you literally run over them with a car and you can't break them. But they're fugly looking and they take a bunch of real estate on your belt. And so this kind of is supposed to be a best of both worlds. You know, being modular on the ends to adapt it. Now you can buy it for Glock, you can buy it for M&P, you can buy it for. They say they've got Walther Fit coming, FN, all that. Like all of these families of pistols that like the core section that matters as far as holster fit, the ejection port and trigger guard shape are all the same. The gun's just longer on both ends. You'll be able to buy it for that family of gun, you know, manufacturer model. And then you just buy the different end depending on what accessories you're running and what barrel length or slide.
Seems like a
So
pretty good idea.
I'm excited to get one of those in hand. My rep should be through before too long, and we'll write an order, and I'll get a few to kind of test the waters. I'm not sure what the price point is yet. That'll be the big make or break, but I have a feeling they intend to come in at a good price. And then they have continued to expand on the Incog X. You know, Travis Haley partnered over a decade ago with G Code holsters, make the original Incognito holster. Is the appendix holster that kind of started it all before Lucas Botkin was making holsters. And that was a super high quality holster that did what it was supposed to, but it wasn't at a price point that everybody could swallow. And then they didn't have the manufacturing capability to make a bunch of them either. So it had stayed kind of a semi niche thing. Like you custom order it and pick what color hardware you wanted, what color Kydex, and they would do like a Marine Corps commemorative model, whatever, blood stripe, where they would donate some of the proceeds to some Marine Corps charity. I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly which one. But yeah, thanks for being here. Oh, Ohio's in the back. I'm sorry. Oh, that's Pat Wright.
Pat.
Welcome, Pat.
Yo.
Heyo. That. But anyways, they came out with the Incog X holster. He took his business to Safariland and said, "Hey, like let's refresh this product lineup. Y'all make it for me. Let's make a bunch of them and let's get them out at a price point that like is attainable by somebody who is dedicated to carrying a gun and willing to spend just that nth degree more on a quality piece of gear." So Safariland took the challenge and they made it. It's thicker Kydex than they've used on their previous inside the waistband holsters. they chamfer all the edges. They're putting good hardware on there. They make them for all of the relevant makes and models of concealed carry guns. All the Glocks, all the newer SIGs. They're expanding that product lineup for with and without lights. You can get them with or without the like mag carrier, like the sidecar mag carrier, or whatever. I hope they have it in left hand this year. If they do, by summer I might be not fat enough to comfortably wear an appendix holster in last year's shorts. And I like wearing. I like using stuff that I sell. I like selling stuff that I would use. So
I came in a little bit late. What's the name of this holster?
The Safariland Incog X. It's their collaboration with HSP, Haley Strategic Partners.
What's up, Ohio?
Yeah, nothing much.
Appendix carry, the way God intended.
Yep. Port your bang stick, get your bang stick. We officially have more participants on the panel than viewers at home.
I haven't carried at 3 o'clock since I got my fat guy holster for appendix carry. I haven't carried at 3 o'clock since then.
Yeah, I'm talking to that guy. I might be getting one of his holsters to check out.
I think the guy that originally made it did a similar situation to what you were just talking about. Like he gave his or sold his design or is in collaboration with some other big company that makes it now.
Black Diamond. He's a big dude who shoots a lot.
Oh, I like it. It just rides lower. When I go to sit down, I tuck it down even deeper, so it's like under the belt line, and it makes it so you can actually sit down.
Yeah.
It's a bitch to draw when you're sitting down, but it can be done.
What are you carrying in it?
365 X macro with a TLR 1 compact or something like that, mini, something small light. So it's got a red dot and a flashlight on it, and I can appendix carry, and I also happen to have a muffin top.
Boom. Yeah.
When you're talking about sitting down, even from a seated position, pocket carry is hard to draw from if you can't kind of rock a little. You gotta like lean away from your strong side.
Yeah, you definitely have to do that.
Yeah, that is one thing I like. I can rock it anywhere from like 230 to 430 without being seen, and depending on what I'm wearing and what shirt, like some of those pearl snaps kind of ride up on the sides. So sometimes I have to tuck it more forward, and if I do that, it's hard to draw while sitting. But if it's at like right about 330, I can do it no problem.
I like pocket carry for the one advantage that you can have your draw staged very casually and no one be aware of it. Especially in this day and age where it's so acceptable to have your hands in your pockets, like you can just, especially the normies that don't know any different, like they're just walking around conditioned butterscotch, like they don't even know, they're just oblivious. Like you can walk around with your hand. You can walk around with your hand in your pocket.
Did you just say conditioned butterscotch?
That's your statement. That's your statement.
You know about Colonel Jeff Cooper's color code of alertness?
I can't say I've ever heard butterscotch.
Because it's
I know.
in between yellow, in between that yellow and orange.
Oh, okay.
I have also never heard this.
But you can be walking through Megalomart with your hand in your pocket, and nobody ever be the wiser. And you just as quick as you can produce your cell phone, you can produce your pistol. So
Yep.
I saw a jacket that I wouldn't mind getting a hold of. It's got a zipper inside the pocket. That way you can unzip it and have your hand in your pockets, and you'll be able to actually like draw from your pocket
It's
on the
expensive.
jacket.
Yeah, like if you're rocking appendix or whatever, it's like a hoodie
Yeah,
looking.
yeah, it's like a hoodie or a zip up, but it's just got a zipper inside the big front pocket.
I seen one that had like a magnetic pocket, and this dude was running it in the hood. And the guy was pretty good shot, actually. He was practicing drawing from concealment, and basically you just throw your hands in your pocket like you're just walking around, And he just presented just right through the freaking hoodie. And I was like, damn, dude. Like the fact that you have to be that quick where you're at, because he's in the city. So if
I mean,
2, 3 guys want to try to rob him, he's just laying lead,
yeah, in a emergency situation, like you don't even have to draw the pistol, just like have it in your hand in your pocket.
That's pretty wild.
work a gun counter for like 6 months, and you'll find out how quick even an old guy can just produce a pistol out of his pocket.
Yeah, no shit. You know
It's
how many
always
guns I've had pointed in my face?
yeah, and it's always the ones you don't like that you wouldn't expect. So like if you don't just operate on the assumption that anybody and everybody whose hands you don't see are going to just not necessarily with nefarious intention, but just out of negligence, are just going to produce a pistol. Like you have to look at everybody's hands coming in, and then when they walk up and start talking about, yeah, I've got this gun, it's doing this or it's not doing that or whatever. Like at that point, that's when you're starting to like watch where their hands are because they'll just like pull a rabbit out of their ass.
Hell yeah. I don't know if everybody's seen it, but Muffin Top has a new Instagram. So if y'all would like to hit up Muffin Top on the gram, you can do that.
Drop the link.
No, that's your job.
I'm on mobile. I can't do it all.
Are you gonna unmask in like 6 months,
No.
like Risky Krisky?
No, I'm not gay. Well, he's not gay either, but
I just remember I saw a post of his where his first post he took his mask off. I was like, oh shit! I wonder if he realizes he just did that.
there you go. It's in the back chat. No, my boy Red Dawn Readiness told me to get on there because a lot of gun guys connect through YouTube and whatnot. So trying it out. Or whatever I said through Instagram. God, I'm fucking tired. See, this is why I was going to go to bed. And then Lawfully's like, let's do a chat.
I thought you said you were going to go play video games, which is
Yeah, that didn't work out either.
You guys, you're gonna leave me high and dry, bored all night.
Sorry.
Hey,
if you guys need some more,
you guys don't owe me nothing.
if you guys need some more of the Slishmans, I emailed Jay today. So I was getting ready to order some more, and it would only let me add one to the cart. And he said, "Yeah, I got to go in there and change it." So he changed it where you can add more.
Nice. Yeah, I ordered his IFAC, and I think it comes with one and an extra tourniquet. So,
what's the channel name for you, Lawfully?
Waffly armed.
I just looked that up and then nothing came up.
yeah, I've been trying to find yours on YouTube, Pat, and it's not working out very good either.
Do the underscore.
Yeah, capital L, Lawfully underscore capital A for armed.
And then if that still doesn't work, try to put YouTube channel at the end of it. That's like how I found yours, Pat. I had to put YouTube channel.
Weird.
Right
the
back.
Helldivers 2, Sophia B. But they already had 4.
Underscore.
Of course, that's because I've done a chat every fucking night this week, so they figured I was bailing again.
Capital L.
Helldivers 2.
You play that on PC?
Yes, sir.
That's only a PC game, isn't it?
I think you can play it. It's cross-platform, but I think it's PlayStation right now.
Yep, it's PlayStation.
Do you use a controller or do you use mouse keyboard?
I use mouse and keyboard like a civilized individual.
Now, see, I'm a Zennial. Like I'm in between the Gen X and the Millennials. Like when I was young, there was no internet and no computers and shit. But
Yeah.
then as I got a little bit older in my teens, that's when the more advanced video games and stuff started coming out. So I was PlayStation up until like a year ago. I got my first like real PC. So I'm stuck on a controller. I cannot do mouse and keyboard.
You just
Like, I
force
tried-
yourself to do it one game and you're good.
I tried playing PUBG with mouse and keyboard, and it was horrendous.
I hopped
just
in on
can't-
Destiny playing mouse and keyboard from controller. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I need like a story mode game to play. That way I can just fuck up for hours and hours until it clicks.
Hogwarts Legacy.
I guess I'm between the two of you because I'm the same way. Like I couldn't play with a keyboard. It's overwhelming. It's too much.
No, it's not. You'll get there.
The
aiming
the
is
Xbox
better.
controller is
Like if you could bust a PlayStation controller in half and give my left half to my left hand and a mouse in the other hand, that'd be so cool.
Yeah, I could get on board with that.
Because it's the movement. I can't. The aiming is awesome with a mouse. It's amazing, but I can't move for anything. And like switching weapons and going, grenades and shit like that. I just can't.
it's way
I don't have the
faster.
muscle
If you get a
memory for
mouse,
it.
It has like the 1 through 10 on it or 1 through 12. You just auto assign the keys right there. Snag it with your thumb.
yeah, but I get overwhelmed like when shit's going down, you're getting shot at, and some tweaker on Mountain Dew just comes running up at you. Like I don't remember what all the buttons are. Like for some reason the controller
Just use shoot.
is just easier. And I'm like a decade removed now. I'd get smoked. Like when I first started losing weight, I told myself like I'm not gonna buy any new game consoles. Like I'm just gonna remove that excuse. If I have, and I mean I'm doing this kind of thing instead. So this is, at least this is somewhat intellectual. But
Bust out that dumbbell, baby. I'm on 50 reps.
I think if you go PC though, like it's infinitely upgradable.
Yeah. You can keep changing out all the parts.
well, the point was to not have a reason to sit.
Yeah.
You can always stand with your PlayStation controller.
See, I can't do moderation. I hyper fixate. Like I want to min max something until I'm like either frustrated with it or bored, and then I move on to the next fixation.
Same. You're after that dopamine high.
That's why I have like 100 want to do someday things on a list, but I also don't make lists.
Pat, you at 50 yet?
I don't know. I haven't checked, and I can't check on StreamYard. So, fuck me.
I can't even go over here and like my own video right now. So
Make
Well,
sure
you
you
just
like,
gotta-
share, and sub to Lawfully Armed.
Just got another subscriber there, lawfully.
well, shucks. Thank you, Pat.
Actually, I have a
I really don't
tablet.
intend to do a whole lot on this, but
Let's get Lawfully Armed to 1,000 subs before Muffin Top.
I did talk to a guy today, Muffin Top, that's semi-local to me that already has a fairly established channel. Like him and Bear were about the same size back before COVID, and then Bear took off because this guy's got a day job. Bear can do his as part of his day job. But like, I'm not off the top of my head. I don't recall exactly what his subscriber count is, but he's 6 or 7 thousand, I think. And I asked him if he was planning on doing any like prepper related videos. He said, admittedly, I would been suffering lately from what I would call prepper burnout. And I said, man, I know exactly what you're talking about. And I explained like, hey, I've been hanging out with some folks that do some like biweekly live streams or whatever, that kind of discuss the stuff. Would you ever? Is that something you want to be interested in? And he didn't act real crazy about it.
He said we were gay.
But, nah, it wasn't like a superiority thing or anything. I don't think that's where he's at right now. He's been doing a lot of like camping and motorcycle videos and stuff. Like he's got him one of those little Royal Enfield motorcycles, and he's been riding around the countryside and like doing pop up tents and stuff. But typical man, yeah. But maybe we can get him on sometime because that's how like it's been working for you and everybody. Just doing that overlap,
Yeah, that's cool. I got twin arrows figured. I got to get something figured out with him. I got double XL dude. I'm gonna do something. I got Fatty West Side. I got probably gonna go do another one with Modern Frontiersman one of these days. He's a pretty good dude.
I feel like everybody that's in this circle are kind of like Renaissance men. We're not just like single-minded amoebas, you know what I mean? Like I like guns, I like camping, I like prepping, I like motorcycles.
Man shit, bro.
Yeah, I'll talk to somebody about motorcycles for a long time.
I mean, I know where you put the gas and I know which one's the throttle, but I rode a moped once.
It's definitely not for everybody, but once you catch the bug, it never goes away. Like
I mean, at this point in life, there would be more interest in it, but being epileptic, that's the last vehicle I want to be on.
Oh
and
yeah,
have a
geez.
seizure. So,
Well, when I
like when I got my, go ahead.
Well, when I had the two young ones, because I had a teenager, the two under 5, and when the two under 5 came, my wife was like, "I think it's time to sell the motorcycle," so I sold it, and so I just been building retarded fast mopeds instead.
I thought you were going to say you divorced the wife.
I've been building mopeds that do not 90 mile an hour. So that's my get around on it.
Like a Honda Ruckus?
Yep. One's a Ruckus. A lot of them are the old Honda like Elites.
Yeah, I wanted a Honda Ruckus for a long time. I just wasn't going to pay $1,500 for a ratted out one with a blown motor.
Well, my little go around is I get parts out of Italy for a lot of stuff, and because in Italy you're allowed to ride mopeds on the freeway and stuff, so that's how you get really good high quality parts.
Yeah, that was my first mode of transportation. After the dirt bike, me and my buddies got mopeds. They called us the Edgemont Moped Gang.
What do you mean? Going on the road. Yep, that's how it was in my hometown back home.
Everyone's fixation on drones lately has been to look up at the sky, but nobody ever talks about RC cars anymore.
Oh, yeah, I was into that too.
And those things have got some ass.
My whole time,
ones, go.
Yeah, my whole time growing up, all I wanted was a nitro RC car. And then when I got old enough and I could buy nitro RC cars, I had like 2 or 3, and then got rid of all of them and went back to electric.
See, I had a gas one for a while, and recently when I was back home, my father-in-law has some of the newer battery powered stuff, and they're nice. You know,
Yeah,
battery
you
can run
can.
a
Those
long
things
way.
are so finicky. Like you can tune it, and then a clouds come rolling in, and the temperature drops a few degrees, and now it's running like shit.
Yeah.
Wild Honda has appeared.
A wild Honda.
I know. I just, was saying what's up to you guys and seeing what's going on over here. How you guys doing?
Stuff Honda.
Good. We're doing a tactical muffin top takeover chat
Yeah, I was tired
with
to do
tactical
one.
muffin top.
I feel you, man. I'm fucking beat right now, but it's all good.
Did you
An
guys hear
honor to
about?
have you here, Honda. Go ahead, Ohio.
Did you guys hear about that latest school shooting in Nashville yesterday?
Yeah, I did. I didn't
No, there was a shooting in Nashville.
Yeah, they were trying to. A bunch of leftists trying to claim white supremacy stuff, but the kid was a black shooter, and it was a white girl he shot.
thought they shot two girls, right?
He shot 2 girls, but the one that died was the actual white woman, though.
Shit.
I saw some stuff on Instagram earlier, shortly before we went live, that I imagine is probably faked. But the insinuation was this guy was what was the word that they used that I can't say because we don't have Leo here. The term, it was like
City folk.
no, like
Wigger, but
N
not
word.
white.
Yeah, like
He was a non-white wigger.
like a N-word incel was the term,
Yeah.
like the contraction.
I don't
A
understand what
nigcel?
N-word stands for.
Hey, yeah, you just said it, so
You
I
can
didn't
say
have to.
nigcel. I think nigcel's
Well,
okay.
You understand? I have I went to the principal's office in third grade because that was the one word I had to express my frustration at the moment, and it wasn't even projected at anyone, but because we had one black kid in the class who was well off, mind you, I had to spend like 3 days in ISS over it. So
Dude, we used to throw that word around like candy, and it didn't mean like anything about anything. It was just like a word, you know? It was like, oh
you know,
man. You'd say like,
you know,
N-word, you know?
you got a decade on me, but you're not
Dude,
telling me anything. My grandparents picked on me.
one day we were playing Street Fighter 2 Alpha 2 at the Park Meadows Mall arcade. And I was fucking king of the hill, bro. I was like really good at this game. And this black guy came and just fucking cleaned the floor with me. And then I go, oh, the word. And then I was like, oh, shit, dude, I'm about to get my ass kicked. But he was okay with it. It was fine. He realized that I didn't mean it like that. You know what I mean? Like, it was funny.
But is that what you were talking about, Ohio? Like those allegations that his manifest said that he like didn't
Well,
want to
supposedly there's a
represent
lot.
his race.
Well, supposedly there was a lot of stuff in that manifesto. He said he was radicalized by Mr. Beast, I guess.
Mr. Beast is pure evil.
And there's like, I don't know if you guys know who Andy No is.
Yeah.
He was calling out some dude named Jared Holt, who I guess is like a hardcore leftist type, who was basically leaving out a lot of pertinent information in this about the kid's race and everything else like that. Like cherry picking everything he basically could from the whole thing. And Andy was like, nah, dude, like this is how it actually is.
Well, it's pretty easy to determine the bad guy's race. If they don't tell you what race he is, they're black.
Yeah, that's
Because if they're white or, Hispanic white or anything like that, they always emphasize it. But if they don't, every single time it comes out, they are not white.
yeah. Well, if they're white, it's like in the news for 2 weeks as well.
Right. Or if they're white, it's about like the person. If they're not white, it's about the implement.
I mean, sometimes
We really
it's
do need
about
to.
both the race and the gun used.
we really do need to find a solution to school shootings that doesn't trample on anyone's constitutional rights, constitutionally protected rights, but that also doesn't endanger the whole of society. Like there's got to, I mean, I know there's no perfect balance.
Mhm.
Obviously, there's, dangerous freedom and all, but
Dude, it's the simplest shit to solve in the history of problems, right? What you need to do is put some sort of metal detector unit at the front door so you can't get in without being scanned, and you need armed fucking guards on campus at all times. You do those two things, the number of school shootings will drop off a cliff.
Last year, Tennessee was actually trying to pass armed teacher carry. I'm pretty
I'll
sure
tell
it
you
went
this,
through.
man. If one of my kids who are in school got shot in a school shooting of some kind, I don't know what I would do, man, but there would be families that would be looking out for me, let's say.
two wrongs don't make a right.
But 3 start turning.
Yeah, but two wrongs make me feel better about it.
Trouble is, evil exists, and
Yeah.
it will find a way. Because even Uvalde, like that was a lockdown school. If
Mhm.
that teacher hadn't propped the door open, like if the air conditioner worked properly, then that Uvalde wouldn't have happened because the door wouldn't have been propped open and the guy wouldn't have been able to get in.
Yeah. Well, the next problem is like if you go to school there, right? Like we just had a guy try to break into a school. Well, he succeeded here in Nebraska. He was 26. He had went to this school, right? And he tried to break in with a knife. The cops were chasing him, and that was just this week. And he ended up breaking in one of the doors with a chair. So their budget for what the glass and all that shit, should be tempered. Obviously, shouldn't be able to break it with a fucking chair. But yeah, he got into school, and then he got into a side door that he knew about that didn't have a metal detector go through, didn't have anybody there.
Mhm.
That happened to me when I was in school. This dude was tweaked out. He got tried to rob the gas station for more money, and he ran in the cafeteria because he knew we were all going to recess, and that door was held open with a trash can. So I mean, it needs to be at all entrances. That's the problem.
Well, they need to have the strict rules with only certain doors that can be accessed without a fire alarm or something going off, so everyone knows oh hey, the door is breached or whatever, and because you need to have exits for people in case there's a fire, but for regular everyday school activities, the fucking front door needs to be the only entrance and exit that anyone uses, right? And you need to have armed police officers, armed guards, whatever it is, armed fucking ex-military in the schools every day at all hours of the day in multiple, multiple individuals doing this job, not just one guy per school. And this needs to be part of the school curriculum funding is paying for all of this. Otherwise, why would you send your kid to school, man? To have him be shot by some piece of shit who doesn't care about the laws? And you can't pass a law to stop it, obviously. The only thing you can do is put up physical barriers and give them dire consequences.
Well, the thing is, too, a lot of times when we have different states, whether it be here in Ohio, whether it be in Tennessee, passing these teacher carry laws, you end up having a situation where not all the schools implement that kind of thing either. Like a lot of them are refusing to do that, even though they don't have school resource officers on staff.
Yeah, there's a lot of schools that don't around here.
Well, the problem is in a lot of places you can't because there's like 2-3 guys on the whole entire police department in these small towns.
Yep. Yeah, but I mean, I've even said on my live stream, for that reason, during sporting events, I let family members in that were carrying in a door that I knew they were going to be able to get in at. So we had somebody there, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure there's kids that do that, but there could also be shithead kids that, if they want to rob somebody or whatever, or, they're going to lob the the junior drug dealer, because he has a bunch of weed in his backpack. Just get a couple cousins in there with some, pew pews. Any kid can open a door.
Yeah.
So that's the shitty part. Yeah, we did lose Honda.
I don't think I kicked him. I
You're
was
grounded.
letting Justin be back in. Like near simultaneously, Honda dropped as Justin B got back in.
The trouble is you can't legislate the morality into people. There's always going to be evil in this world, and you just have to accommodate for it. You can't. I don't know how else to explain it. You just can't legislate morality.
Nope.
Yeah.
People are going to be shitty, so you have to plan for it.
Yeah, I just kicked out a member of my mag who is a family member and has been in my mag for 26 years. For something similar. And now they're no longer around my child, so
I really like the idea of allowing teachers to be armed. A lot of people are saying, like, you don't want to shove a gun into the hands of Mrs. B. She doesn't, she couldn't practice judicial marksmanship. She's going to kill more kids than she would. Like, yeah, don't arm Mrs. B. But let Mr. Schaefer, the gym teacher,
yeah.
who has gone through the training to get a concealed carry permit, and most teachers, if you talk to them, would probably lay down their lives to save their kids. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
And that was
just allow it. That's all. Don't force it on anybody. Just allow it.
Well, that was the thing. We passed teacher care here last General Assembly. We specifically put like a whole list of stuff into it where it's basically people have to have more training than cops in a lot of cases that are carrying in schools as armed staff.
Yeah. Yeah, my cousin, she's a teacher in Kansas and her school allows it. And she's one of 3 teachers at this school. And I'm not going to say where, but basically they just have to have a CCW. And then like once a year during the summer, they have a range day for whatever the school decides is necessary. And you don't know who's armed and who's not.
Yeah. Just allowing it is a deterrent in of itself.
Yeah. Even if nobody's armed, just saying, hey, we could have guns on the premises. You don't know who. It could be that little old lady who's a secretary, with a freaking Diablo in her purse, a double barrel fucking 12 gauge. You don't know. You know what I mean?
We've got several smaller school districts in our greater area in this part of the state that have programs for that, where they've put the offer out to teachers that volunteer to do it. They go get the shake and bake armed security guard class and get licensed by the state. And basically they have like an enhanced concealed carry license with the security guard credentials. And then that way they're permitted to carry on campus.
Yeah, I believe the one that we passed was like a faster program that the NRA does, and it's like I think like 20 something-ish hours to begin with, and then it's another 8-hour course every year to read up.
I don't know. It depends on like the contracts and stuff, but I put more rounds through my pistol as a security guard than my buddy on the sheriff's department. We had to put a minimum 2,000 rounds down a year, which is cool because they provided it. But
I think that's the way to do it is, like Pat said, don't push it on any of the teachers, but any of them that are willing, like give them the additional training, set a benchmark to grade them by so we can hold them responsible as public employees, but like don't deny them the opportunity to not only protect their own lives, but your children. Like if you trust them to mold their minds, you ought to trust them to defend their bodies.
I agree with that.
And you're not going to get a better defense than an entrenched one.
And that was the thing.
Yeah, they're already there. There's zero response time.
When they passed it here, there was a lot of people that were armed, that were staff in these schools that were like, yes, I want to carry in this school to protect these kids. And then the worst thing was, it was local mainstream media was like, oh, hey, look, here's the schools that actually have armed teachers in them, and here's a bunch that don't. And I'm like, what the fuck are you people doing?
You just gave him a free fucking hit list. That's bullshit.
Most of the schools around here that have done it have been hush hush about it. Or the first one wasn't like they've got signs posted that say like, our students are worth our lives. Are they worth yours or something? You know, some
Mhm.
antagonistic notice like that.
Yeah.
So, but most of them have been quiet about it. They've definitely been quiet about who's doing it. They've kept that under wraps. And most of them, like once the teachers have signed up for it or whatever, they've given some sort of voucher with like a recommendation list. Like it has to meet these qualifications as far as caliber, capacity, all that. But you know, it needs to be like well concealed. Like they don't want the kids out in them either. So it's been a lot of like Glock 43Xs or P365 XLs or I don't know. One of the instructors that they went to was real heavy on Walther.
I think
So-
that's partially a mistake too. I think we should normalize people carrying guns. Good guys carry guns. We should
Yeah.
normalize that and have kids on it. Like
You kind of robot it a
should be
little.
one of the. I think gun safety should be one of the first things kids learn in school. Like if you're at Jimmy's house and Jimmy comes out with Jimmy's dad's gun, what do you do?
Well, I think the anonymity is for two reasons. The same way that you conceal carry in public, so that it's not an issue until it's obvious. You know, it doesn't distract from the lesson. It doesn't make anyone that would otherwise be uncomfortable with it uncomfortable, and anybody that would be a bad actor, it doesn't tip them off on who to whack first. So there's a reason for that anonymity.
But yeah, I'm not advocating for like open.
I'm sure a coach or two has probably like leaned over the wrong way once or twice and printed through one of those like athletic polos.
Yeah.
That shitty material that is satiny and it stinks after you sweat in it for a minute.
Yeah. I love and hate those shirts.
Like those Under Armour looking polos.
Guys on the front. Even if none of the teachers are armed, there should be signs that say some of our teachers are armed. Like, you're going to take that chance?
Mm-hmm.
Psychological value, baby.
Yeah.
But it will be definitely integrated into the security response of Muffin Top's child that I will be let in a different door. And that's just how it's going to be.
What I think should be required, armed teachers or not, is I think that every school district, as part of their back to school workshops and stuff that all the teachers have to show up and do a couple weeks before school starts, is at least a 1-day stop the bleed class.
Yeah,
and the same way that we started integrating not just fire alarms and fire extinguishers in all public buildings, they've even gotten to where we're starting to put AEDs and things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, break in case of glass. I really think that there ought to be tourniquets, like considerable amounts of tourniquets, if not in every classroom, then like every other classroom down hallways, because it's a buy once, cry once item. Like they don't go bad, just not being used.
Right.
Maybe for insurance reasons or whatever, they replace them every so many years or whatever. You know, they do an inspection. Like
hell, I'm
they
sure
use-
if you
they
asked
use-
the
Like a fire
parents,
extinguisher.
they would pay for it. Honestly.
Right. Well, so Bear Independent and Refuge Medical, they do talking to them. They do have a program like that where you can buy them and donate or whatever.
That's cool.
But like, it's not an endeavor that a non incredibly wealthy person could do at scale. You know, like the Slishmans, like I've given out 10 or 11 of them now to friends and family and good customers and stuff that I know will use them. I haven't given them one. I've shown them to lots of people. I've not given them to somebody that I didn't think is actually going to implement it into their daily rotation. They're $10, man, and they work on kids. Like if you could put 10 of those in every classroom and spend 20 minutes like really concisely showing an educator and teachers are easy to teach. Like they learn well. So like you could get a teacher of all people up to speed pretty quick on one. And I'm not saying that that means under stress that they're going to like master it, but most of those casualties in an active shooter situation was particularly like a school.
They blow it out.
Exactly it's from blood loss. It's not. I mean, Susie that gets domed is probably done, whether they get to her right away or in an hour. But like all those kids that get
Wing West
arterial bleeds
Special.
and
Yeah.
appendages, yeah, like those lives could be saved, but medical's not going in until police control the scene. Until the police holler all clear, the medics aren't going in. Maybe your SWAT medics with your SWAT team, but one SWAT medic is not going to do anything for a whole classroom of kids.
Right.
So, like, if you can start that triage while the event is occurring, you know, like if going back to these areas, like if Bob had been able to get into one of those classrooms and barricade the door and start TQing off all those wounded kids that he couldn't evacuate right away, like those are lives that he could have saved.
100%.
You know, and that would mean as much or more than two or three armed teachers potentially. You know,
Yeah. You know, maybe that's a good idea, especially if you know somebody in the teaching space or anybody that works with children. You know, it could be like somebody that helps speech therapy kids or like daycares, things like that. I've about ready to donate my D chokers that are sealed because my son's almost too big. So I'm going to rotate those into the daycare and into another family member's possession because uh, when they're not, the size for your kid, they're useless, right? Um, Fucking rotate. Like I carry a Slishman in my kid's bag, right on top of the D choker. I have a medical side of his diaper bag we carry with us everywhere. Donate a couple of this freaking school. If you talk to anybody who's a teacher or anything like that, concern, even if the fucking janitor, has interest in it, give him one. It's $10. If he'll actually carry it, deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like where I take my kids for daycare, during the day, I bought her a handful of Splishman, you know. She keeps it up there with the dechoker.
Yeah.
It's super easy to use. I showed her how to use it.
Yeah. I showed my wife how to use it in like 5 minutes, and she tried it twice on me, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I think I could do that." And I'm like, "It's stupid easy."
Super easy. It's safer than a tourniquet.
Yeah, I think it's easier for people that, quite frankly, I would rather grab that than a tourniquet under stress because I find the simplicity of it to be better. Like if I fuck up a tourniquet, I'll be like sitting there the whole time, like, man, did I fuck this up? Did I fuck this up? Did I fuck this up? Where that, I mean, you just fucking rip it and wrap it, and
Mhm.
you move. You know. It's a good idea. I should buy some. I should buy some more and donate those around. Jay's a good dude.
like I say, they've got a program to. Fair Independence got a program to do that, but I just hadn't been throwing that medical weight towards Jay, hoping his small business get going.
Yeah, I'm about to get my
Even though
first
they're
radio set up through him one of these days.
I mean,
even though
if
they're like,
had a child in public schools, how hard
Yeah.
is it to throw a $10 item in their book bag?
Right.
You
oh
know,
yeah, I mean, my kid's got one, but I don't have I don't have the money to give everyone in his class one, let
yeah.
alone you know 10 for
Maybe
every
if you had
classroom.
Johnny and Jimmy got together for a play date, and you showed his dad, said, "Hey, man, we carry this in a backpack. If you want, you can either pitch me $10 and I'll give you one in my kit, or you can buy them here." spread the word that way. Parent teachers conferences, ball games, whatever. You're at the T-ball game, spitting seeds and drinking a Coke. If you get a few parents involved and you get 4 or 5 of them with one in their backpack, better than just your kid, right?
Great idea.
Well, that's why I think just having some in every classroom. You don't even have to have you don't have to have 25 or 30 in every classroom. I mean, statistically, everybody won't be
Right. If you had
it,
3 or 4 in
but
each classroom, man.
I mean, I would want more than 3 or 4 just in case, because you don't want to have enough to the point where you're making in the last minute you're making the teacher be the
Triage.
yeah
All right, they can have 5 a room. Deal.
Yeah, that surprised me. The FedEx building that I work out of, they have the first aid kits. Like there's a fire extinguisher, a first aid kit, an AED, and there's two tourniquets in each one of the first aid kit boxes.
Wow.
Good.
Wow.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, at the Cabela's I worked at, we actually had some quick clot and stuff because a couple people had cut themselves with box knives,
hmm
and so yeah, we had TQs and a couple rats from some dudes who got back from the sandbox that liked them, and quick clot and all that shit stocked.
Yeah, when I was still a mechanic,
powder.
Back when I was a mechanic, I tried to get my shop to put up a couple of bear kits, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
because we've had a few situations where somebody crushed their finger off, and I convinced the guy. I was like, they're basically, oh my god, that's a lot of blood kits. And he's like, yeah, that's a great idea. He's like, how much do they cost? Like $250 or so a piece. And he's like, whoa. Like,
You're like, what's somebody's life worth to you, bro?
yeah, you know how much I stepped on my air hose. Have you ever seen one of those reels that comes down from the ceiling?
Mm-hmm.
It's got a big rubber ball on it that stops it from going all the way back in.
Yep.
I stepped on one of those and I chipped the bone in my ankle.
Oh yeah.
And corporate made them reimburse them $50,000 out of their budget because one person got hurt.
Jesus.
Because of something about insurance premium, blah blah blah. I have no idea what the deal was, but yeah, when you're working with numbers like that, buying 10 kits at $250 a piece or $270 a piece, that's nothing.
Well, a lot of that comes down to ignorance on the manager's part and not fully understanding what the numbers transfers to. I know I had my finger pretty much dangling during a workplace accident, and man, the insurance went up because of that, a lot.
Yep, I seen it.
A lot. Over something that was very, very preventable.
Yeah, my ultimate dream was I was trying to convince them to hire Bear to come out and do the class, put in a bunch of those workplace kits or whatever they're called, and then come out and show people how to use them. But if he scoffed at, 5 $270 kits, he definitely wasn't going to pay to have a trainer come out.
Right.
no
We're in a $19 million building, and the company does. I can't remember what the last earnings part was. It's like this is pennies, but that's what corporations do.
And you could probably ask around. Most of your hospitals that receive like life flights and stuff, they've got like community hours that they donate. That those guys are happy to teach the stop the bleed class. Like, um, so you could probably do that for free, even if I mean, you might have to get the company to
Sign off.
pay, yeah, well, pay people for their time to participate in it. And really, they can do the whole course, start to finish, in like 90 minutes. If they wanted to be really thorough, 2 hours. Like the class is literally that whole slideshow presentation you can watch here on YouTube. It's nice when you get to the part where you're actually practicing applying tourniquets and stuff. It's good to like have the on hand. Like they had some like dummy limbs and stuff, and they let us put them on. And then if you wanted to, you could put one on yourself. And it was cool to have them come around and grade you and like hold your wrist and be like, "Yep, that's total occlusion. You have no pulse." And you're like, "Yeah, it fucking hurts." And they're like, "It's supposed to hurt," And you like, it really hurts about 5 minutes in. Like people think it hurts when you're cranking the windlass down, but like that does. But about 5 or 6 minutes into it, that's when it really hurts, and like your arm starts getting cold. It's
That's yeah. I have a kind of high end hospital not too far from me that I'm actually going to be at tomorrow. So that's a good idea. I might start poking around and asking about that.
And if the
You can
school
start
won't
with
do it, if you get a couple volunteers, you get 10 families. I take it. The more education, the better, right?
talk to your like municipal EMTs and stuff. I don't know if you got like city paramedics, or if you've got all private. We have a mix of both. Like a couple of the bigger cities or the counties will run paramedics, but then there's also a couple of private companies that respond to, like in their
Maybe even fire department.
Ghostbuster vans. Yeah, or the fire department. So all your firefighters are paramedics anymore, anyways.
Yeah, we got 6 of them around me within half-hour drive time. Ridiculous.
I
Finding
think it's
finding
early
one of
work
them with
that
some
into fire
community outreach
training.
time.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, here to be a licensed, or the vernacular fails me, to be a state ordained accredited firefighter, you have to be a paramedic. Like you got to be. Which one's higher than the other, paramedic or EMT? I don't remember. Anyway, you got to be at least.
I think EMT.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's paramedic and then EMT. Then there's like EMT2 or something. You've got to at least be an EMT. So like you've got some clinical hours, even like working in the ER and stuff. But
Let's get a 1 in the chat if
you
you
have to.
guys are enjoying this chat. Prepping's not always just about blasters. Medical's a really big prep, and it's quite frankly most people's downfall because they don't really educate themselves on it.
But
You don't count, Lawfully. This is your fucking chat.
you don't count.
I didn't put a 1.
Yeah, I always think it's funny when Lawfully is like chatting, but he's actually in the chat.
I know.
Like, open your lips.
Yeah, you say more in the chat than you do with your mouth.
I understand when there's a big panel and you can't get a freaking word in.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
But it's your panel this time.
This is your show. You're the captain now.
It's weird you're Tactical Muffin Top on YouTube, but you're not. You're Tactical Bad Back on screen.
Yeah, that is pretty fucking weird. Look at you being all clever. You just wish you had this back, baby. Not really. I wouldn't wish this back.
For those that don't get the reference, Tuesday night, Muffin Top was all excited about getting his sub $2,000 50 BMG. And then when he found out it was 32 pounds,
30 fucking pounds. I'm like, yeah, I'm not fucking bringing that bitch out to the fight.
he's like, I'm gonna head to the house.
Yeah, I'm gonna let somebody else
Yeah, that-
have that one.
That's more of a technical, like,
Fixed fighting position.
Yeah,
Y'all go on and have
yeah,
fun.
yeah.
I'll be over here.
Yeah, I'll take my $6 or my 6-pound fucking Tika with the scope loaded over this way.
But
That's funny.
Strictly for Overwatch.
Yeah, bipod only. Just one direction up the road. Engine blocks only.
The tree don't stop them this well.
Yep.
Speaking of
Across
SHOT
that
Show,
mailbox, you going?
speaking of SHOT Show, did you guys see that cool ass knife that Melissa Backwell woman put out?
I don't think so.
no, and like
Yeah, it was like a hatchet dagger kind of deal that it spring loads. You like push it in and it just like shoots out from either side.
Oh yeah, I have seen. That's God, who makes that?
I saw something
they're
new from
expensive.
CRKT that was like a pocket hatchet that like you flick it and it deploys to the axe head or whatever. But
I think that might be what it is.
Yeah, it's kind of like a weird metal raptor claw looking kind of blade, where it
Mhm.
shoots out like an extra 6-8 inches. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the thing's like $300.
Your state may vary item.
I don't know. It's its own action, so I don't know if it can be banned.
Well, I know there's a group right now called Knife Rights, and they're helping.
yes,
They're trying to help a bunch of states fight. They actually helped us get rid of our crap because it was all 1930s to 50s, like greaser level
Yeah, I think they got involved in
bans.
as well.
And I
yeah,
want to say
they've
they've
done a
helped
bunch.
do like, yeah, it's like 16 or 17 states now that they've helped get knife laws updated to like modern day.
Yeah, they helped here repeal all of our knife laws before they lobbied and helped get that changed. If you had a blade over 3 or 3.25 inches, it was
Mhm.
assumed to be a deadly weapon.
Well, the way
Um,
ours
Free
was
in
before they
Nebraska.
did ours, it was you had so many patchworks where you could go into like 4 different municipalities in the time span of like a 10-minute drive, and like half of them it was banned, half of them it wasn't banned.
You can carry a Michonne katana over here in Nebraska, and you'll be all right.
I mean, before that, it wasn't anything that was. I mean, if you weren't otherwise doing something wrong, it wasn't something that you commonly got harassed about. But
Mhm.
it removed that verbiage from legislation, so that way it wasn't just another charge you picked up. Just existing.
My
I mean,
my dumb ass.
to,
Go ahead.
before they changed it, um, like it could be used as an excuse to stop and harass, like to instigate the police interaction. Now you would have to be actively stabbing somebody to like pick up a weapons charge for using a knife.
Mhm.
My dumbass. I walked into my courthouse with an OTF knife in my pocket. I walked in the front door and I went, "Ah, crap! I left my pocket knife in. Let me go put it in my car." And they're like, "It's cool. We'll just throw it in the locker over here." So I pull it out of my pocket and I hand it to the guy, and he almost puts it in the locker, and then he stops and he pushes the button, and it's one of those click click. What's that action called?
Double action out the front.
Yeah. You just push the button and it pops out, and then you
Yeah.
push it the other way and it pops back in. And he's like, these are illegal in this state, right? And I'm like, in here with it. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna hold on to this. Like, crap.
And he just took it home. Like,
Yeah, he just put it in his
Mhm.
pocket, and he's like, thanks for the knife, because cops are allowed to
I
have
mean,
them.
yeah, I mean, it's better than going to jail, but it sucks.
Yeah, he's like, we can do this two ways. One of them involves prosecution, and one of them involves you just leaving it here with me. I was like, I'll take option number 2.
Yeah, they don't go for that here. You You walk into our courthouses, they hook you up because they had a judge get shot at back about a decade or so ago.
Now they're legal in the state, which sucks.
Because it's considered gravity fed or what?
It's a double action, so the safety is like in your trigger. So like just because it's convenient for the action doesn't make it a switchblade. The switchblade is one release, so if you click it, it automatically releases.
Yeah.
With the double action out the front, if you push it, you meet like a little bit of a wall, like you do before your trigger break, and then you push it again past that, and then it ejects.
Okay.
Which
That
is
was
good.
my first knife like that, and they weren't cheap back then.
Oh yeah. You can get one. I got mine from Lightning Tech for 30 muffins on sale, just because I like it. Looked like the Joker knife, and I love me some Joker. It's not very practical as far as like using, but it is cool.
I liked it because you're able to like open things with one hand.
Yeah.
Because when I was a mechanic, like you're constantly opening plastic packages and stuff like that, getting parts out, and you could, you just pull it out of your pocket, you click it out, you open the bag, you click it back in, and you put it back in your pocket.
Spring assist, baby, same way.
Well, that requires two hands to put it away mostly.
No way.
The spine locks usually do, the liners not necessarily, but then there's concessions in all knife designs.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Like,
of it.
what's the new thing in knives is what like the definition knives does, where it will close like one-handed, like it just falls closed.
Mm-hmm.
And that like the new thing with knives,
That
the
bearing.
high-end ones. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they get a little bit better stick, but I mean, at the end of the day, I prefer fixed blade.
Yeah, I haven't bought a knife in years, so I don't know.
Yeah. Too many junk knives to be. That's. I know it's cool, like picking up something new all the time, but man, when you see people waste like $300 on knives every year, I'm like, dude, you could have bought a fucking gun. You could have bought like
Oh,
3 months worth of fucking freeze dried food for all those little knives. You could have bought one good knife and saved $200.
actually, that's a lie. I bought a 2-pack for $12 of this little itty bitty like beetle knife. It's only like 2-inch blade, just for opening shit.
Yeah.
I got some of those Walmart knives during holidays for
Mhm.
like dirt cheap. I
Yeah.
took the head off of one of them to teach, the almost 3-year-old a little bit of knife safety because he gets his hands on literally everything, and it's been pretty good. Surprised. Little dude's been learning.
Those ones that Walmart came out with that are like the Griptilian or Bug Out clones, little orange handle ones that were like $6 or $7. I
Mhm.
Yeah.
almost bought one of those and then I put it back. And then when I was like, nah, I want to be like everybody and get one of those too, they were sold out and I haven't seen one since.
Oh, I've got a stack of them in
I'm
my
good.
full box at work just to like hand out in case like people need knives or birthday whatever, or hey, you're doing a good job. Here's a knife.
Yeah. Here's my theory on it. 50 muffins. 50 to 75 muffins gets you a good enough knife that's going to last you multiple years. 75 for a fixed blade because sometimes, tax, whatever, they're like $60, whatever. That's what I'm
The
going to
ones I use, the ones I use every day, it's kind of like an ink pen. Like having multiple is because I might lose it or I might, you know, set it down or something. For me, it's not.
Yeah.
The one that I would want to have that would cost a lot is because it's the end of the world and it may be my last knife. It's not that I need the one that I use every day to cost a bunch. And I've had a bunch of knives. I still have quite a few. The collecting knives was more exciting before I could own guns. Like,
Same.
and like I can't even afford all the guns I want. So
Right.
I gave up a long time ago on being nothing fancy junior and having 5,000 knives in every colorway and every blade steel and grind and whatnot.
Yeah.
They're cool, but I don't need any more. Like I kind of put out the word to everybody, like you don't have to get me a Christmas gift, and then if you feel compelled to still get me one, like I don't need another little $20 Christmas set knife.
Right. Give me a multi-tool instead.
I just don't get me anything. Like I'm good. I'm an adult. Like
If I need
just give me
something, I'll go
socks.
buy it.
Yeah, that's right, man.
Yeah. That's
Well,
why
give me a
this year,
box
when
of
everyone was
ammo.
like, she was like, "What do you want for Christmas?" Like, I really don't. I legitimately don't want anything. Like, the less we tip for tat, the better. And they're like, "Well, your mom's gonna get you something. What do you want?" I'm like, I really don't want anything. Can you give me some sort of idea because she's gonna get something? So I'm like, all right. So that's when I made that Amazon wish list. I was like, just give me socks. Just give me a pair or two of these socks, and we're golden. And so that's what I got. My mom got me a couple pairs of those darn tough socks.
Heck yeah.
So
Yeah. My wife got me 10 pairs of some Duluth underwears in size 38s that I'm wearing right meow. She's like, that's
cool.
really weird. My son was laughing his ass off. He's like, Dad got underwear for Christmas. I'm like, these are expensive, buddy. This is a killer deal. $10 a pair.
Someday when he's older, he'll understand.
Oh, he will.
I know as a kid, when you're, single mom and everything, my mom took some stuff from the church donation, whatever, and I got like a pack of like old guy, tall, like crew socks or whatever, like white
Mm-hmm.
gold toe crew socks. And I remember being like, socks, like being just smart aleck kid or whatever. I broke her heart, like she cried. And now as an adult, like looking back on that, knowing how tough it is to impress every Christmas, like that's a genuine regret,
Yeah.
My little shit ass, I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning one year and opened all my presents before my mom got out of bed.
You're a bastard, Pat.
Oh, now when I think about it now, like I have a pit in my stomach right now. I'm so angry with myself for that. Because now that I had kids and I know the joy of watching them open their presents in the morning and seeing what you got them, oh God, it tears me up that I did that.
Dude, I accidentally found the Christmas present stash in the closet one year, and ever since then, I have never, ever, ever went in my parents' room because I don't like that. It took away the magic of Christmas, because you already knew what you got, and you opened it. You're like, I would have been so fucking happy to open that without knowing about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, I've ruined it.
we
I
always
saw the. Go ahead.
we always go ahead and just open one small gift on Christmas Eve just to like curb that anticipation so everybody can go to bed.
Yeah, that's cool.
And since we've done that, like we've never really had any issue with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the Christmas bill this year. We were definitely doing Secret Santa with my family next year. It's not going to be any of this. Oh, I'm going to buy this person this and this person that and that person this. That ain't happening this next year. Everybody's going
It
to pick a
gets too
name out of a hat.
expensive, and like when everybody starts getting older and settling down and having kids, because I'm in that age group, like, and now we're like a lot of people are moving out of state and stuff. Like it's just so hard to get everybody together, and B, like, no, like it's so much easier to do. Like, okay, you draw the guy who lives in California. Okay, you ship him his deal. Okay, oh man, you draw the gal that lives in Indiana. Okay, well you ship him her fucking thing, but no gift cards, and it's under $30. And that Elf, whatever, that app is really good because then you also get ideas for like a birthday gift.
What's it called?
Elf.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just you put like I don't know 10 things on it or whatever. Like I asked for a bunch of canning shit in a canning book and like some glass Tupperware, and so like I got a couple things off that from other people because we have like 6 fucking Christmases. So
I
my
think I
wife's just
just
like,
saw
"Would you
another
like
drone.
this?" Oh God, Pat, you're in trouble. Get out of there.
Oh God.
Seriously.
I have heard them popping back up in New Jersey and Florida now.
Yeah, I've been hearing stuff about him in Florida.
I'm in Allentown, Pennsylvania right now.
Oh shit!
There was
There's
somebody talking about it recently, and they said it might have to do with that one flight that disappeared a few years ago.
Like the
The Malaysia flight.
Malaysian flight.
Yeah.
Damn it,
And
I
then
can't
apparently it's like, because I guess a lot of people that were on that were like about like free energy, like Tesla was back in the day. And it might be that the drones are hitting like weird like energy balls or something.
I'm gonna go
Dude,
with there are aliens.
did y'all see the tweet or whatever they call them now from John McAfee's official page
No,
No.
saying that like he's not been hacked. This is legit. More information coming soon.
the dude who blew himself up, well, allegedly. Cybertruck guy?
Mm, no, John McAfee, like McAfee cybersecurity. That
I thought he was dead.
Oh.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
killed
he-
in the prison and
Yeah, he was.
Malaysia. I don't forget what country it was, like a few years ago. So it'd be
it
a dead man's prison at
was
this point.
somewhere in Europe that arrested him, and then they were going to extradite him because he had been living down in like somewhere in South America or whatever, and then he allegedly like murdered one of his neighbors.
Well, that's all. That's fine.
The guy was out there for sure.
Yeah, he was supposedly killed in the Spanish prison on June 23rd, 2021.
Yeah,
So what did it say?
I mean I don't know. I hadn't looked. The tip I saw was on Missouri Survival's Instagram. I just saw that just a few minutes before we went live. But I figured that'd be something that was. If he weren't long asleep, I would invite him. But
Yeah, he's definitely asleep.
According to this, it says McAfee's returned from the dead to promote meme coin on Musk's X.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me that he. I mean, he had enough money to disappear.
when
Just
he
go
had,
up to the
he had
warden of the jail and be
before
like, "Let me out of here, bro. Give you $1 million. Just tell everybody I died."
well, his cause of death is listed as suicide by hanging, but he had made some like before they arrested him, he had made some tweets saying that like he would never commit suicide, that he wasn't suicidal and all that.
Yeah, he also talked quite a bit about dead man switches upon his death and stuff like that never came true.
I mean, he's a smart enough guy. He could have done it.
Anything's possible.
Didn't he have something to do with that apartment building that fell down in a sinkhole in Florida? Didn't he have like evidence or something? He claimed to have evidence or something, and that was the apartment building that fell down.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm not
Most
sure.
of the stuff that he did or said that made the news was before I was an adult or very early adulthood. Before I realized how interesting of a person he was.
Yeah, I'm old. All the stories kind of jumble up after a while.
Especially when you're trying to recall late at night.
Yeah, I got like 3 hours of sleep today. I had to go to the
That's not
doctor.
dangerous.
I had to go to the doctor, so I wasn't able to go to sleep as soon as I got home. And then they were running late. So yeah, awesome. Caffeine, baby.
Yeah.
So Pat, do you still run that? Let's be friends when the world ends.
I
Root
changed
burger.
I changed the name of it. It's Gettysburg Goonies now.
Ah,
I think I might change the
so
name
you got
again to just, Gettysburg Mag or something like that. Because Goonies doesn't mean what it used to mean. When I was a kid, Goonies was a beloved movie. Now gooning means something else.
You're such a goon, Pat, right? Dickhead.
I still watch that whole movie.
you just got to join the Kipper gang.
Hashtag Kipper Gang.
I am not in the Kipper gang.
Yes, you are, Pat.
You're gonna have to
I wanted
like.
to go to bed like 2 hours ago. Y'all are fuckers.
They're delicious.
You're gonna have to waterboard me and like wire my jaw open to get a fucking Kipper snack in me.
Listen here, you can butt chug it.
Ain't happening.
I promise it's tasty. I
Protein
know
and omega 3s.
the
I was
juice smells
surprised
real
that
fishy. You drain that off, but the meat is delicious.
there's actually a lot of protein compared to the amount of sodium in it. I was really surprised.
Yeah, man. If you're rucking, you crack that and keep on trucking. Boom, baby. That's what you need.
I even tried to take fish oil pills once. Nope.
Swallow it.
It
You're not supposed to sit there and
it's
crack them
it's
open and suck on them.
it's yeah. It smells like the fish oil, like the bottle of fish oil pills, but it doesn't taste like it. I promise. Like
Smoky and
it,
savory.
yeah. It's like the texture of the meat is more like a tuna, or I mean more like a salmon or whatever, but the taste is like a smoky tuna. Like it's good.
I don't eat tuna either.
What?
Oh,
You
okay.
know where
If
it
you don't
came?
eat
I eat
tuna, then
tuna
there's
by
no.
the
You
freaking.
know where it came from? My mom used to make salmon cakes like every other weekend or
Yeah.
something.
So good.
That was like her treat to herself when she got paid, I guess. I had to leave the house. Like I couldn't stand the smell of it. So that's probably where my aversion to seafood comes from.
That's really weird. All right, Justin B, an Ohio Patriot. Are you hashtag Kipper Snack Gang or what?
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know what the fuck that is, man.
Kipper. What? You don't know what a Kipper snack is?
No, I have no fucking idea what that is.
It's smoked
All right.
herring in a can. It's like
Get it.
sardines, but way better.
Yeah, no, I'll pass on that.
Oh my
It's
god!
fillets. It's
It's a fillet.
fillets.
I love tuna patties myself. But yeah. Oh my god, Justin B.
Oh, you guys got me stuck on that shit.
Oh yeah, baby.
It must be an East Coast thing,
No, I'm Central.
I don't
East
know.
West Coast thing. That's what I'm saying. Because I was born in Ohio and raised in Indiana and Maryland and everywhere. So it must be an East Coast thing. We don't get down with that.
Okay, here's what you do.
But for some reason, I can eat crab. That's weird.
That is weird. That's actually really weird. Here's what you do: is you get a block of cream cheese, and you get some parsley and some garlic powder and a bunch of black pepper, and you just mix in that in there and just put it on crackers. It's fucking bomb. It's like trout dip, but you use a kipper snack. It's bomb. It's bomb as fuck. It won't even hardly taste like fish. You'll get the
No
smoky flavor
trousers
of the fish.
required.
Yeah, that's true. You can do it nude.
If you can't do tuna, I don't think you'll be able to do it though. I mean, tuna is like the least. Canned tuna is like the least fishy thing out there.
Don't tell him anything.
I mean, I can hold my nose and eat like a tuna salad sandwich, but I definitely don't choose that.
Oh my god, I love tuna, bro. Why you gotta be breaking my heart right now, Pat?
Hey, when the world ends, I'll probably eat some freaking rancid roadkill. But, we're in the time, so I'm going to be very choosy.
You're limiting yourself on protein.
Yeah, it's called beef and chicken.
I do like some. Oh yeah, fun fact: chicken's going to go up in price. Did you see that they got rid of a bunch of fryers? They killed like 81 million, I think. They killed the whole entire herd, and it was going to go basically to like a Tyson and all that. So chicken breast, chicken thighs, everything chicken meat related product is now about to get hit on top of the eggs. So Tactical Bad Back be telling you if you be cutting weight and you're using chicken and eggs to do it, stock it up now. Essays.
I don't, man. I can't imagine that this is fucking real.
Oh,
This has
they
got to
only
be
quit
this,
178 food production things last year, man. Do you think they're going to quit?
like
Yeah,
the
was it
bird,
like 500? Biden went boom boom.
Yeah. Oh shit.
this bird flu where they're culling all these fucking chickens. You're trying to tell me that they can't like quarantine the farms and like I just don't.
No, the farms are
With every,
disgusting.
yeah, I've been to Tyson places. I used to pick up and deliver to places like that. It's horrendous. If you saw that, you'd probably never eat chicken again.
Oh yeah, you just eat.
Talking to people in the industry, Pat, the issue seems to be the migratory birds. Like you
Like the
have some
goose poop,
migratory birds.
the goose
Yeah,
poop
like
that
you have
falls in the yard.
Yeah, yeah. I have
or
my
migratory bird lands within reach of a chicken plant.
right. That's why you can't wear your shoes that you walk around outside in your chicken coop. You're supposed to change out to just like coop shoes that don't do anything but go in the coop, so you don't transfer any of that shit.
Most chicken farms that I've seen, like all the chickens are inside.
Probably for that reason, cuts that out. But yeah, backyard birds are the way to go, and I'm gonna be hitting that soon.
And what does even the bird flu do to the bird? Can you just like wait for it to get over it? I don't understand.
It's a lethal virus.
Yeah, and they're
That's why if you
claiming that it's
transfer
transferable
to
or whatever.
yeah, if it transfers to humans, it's like something like 89% lethal or some shit like that.
You mean when they engineer it to transfer to people?
Yes,
Exactly.
Probably. I know one reason why it's probably become a bigger deal in the last decade was all the push to remove all the hormones and not hormones, but
Antibiotics.
steroids and there we go. Thank you. That's the word. All the antibiotics and the steroids and stuff from the chicken feed.
There's something
What's your
weird
damage?
that was something weird was going around that the chicken feed was stopping the chickens from laying eggs.
Yep, all
It
the
was
ones.
it was something about the Tractor Supply feed.
Yep.
I was in a few groups and like everyone was talking about how their chickens just stopped laying eggs.
And as soon as they moved to birdseed or something, they started laying again.
Yeah. I went through it too. I had to change the where I bought my feed from, and then they started laying again. I don't know what to say, but it's it feels like we're being attacked from multiple different angles. That's for sure.
The best thing to
They
do
definitely
is to
don't.
get your body ready, get your mind right, get your face straight, get your family and friends on the same path that you're going, and ultimately that's going to make your life better regardless of what happens.
They definitely don't want you to have total food security because then that's the biggest leg of your chair of self sustainment.
That reminds me. I heard something within the past few days that kind of fucked me up. I've been thinking about it a lot. It's something like going to parents. Like most parents would die for their kids, but will you get healthy and live for them?
Mm-hmm.
It's a hard road.
That fucked me up. Looking down at my gut, like,
That's gonna make me crank out some more curls.
Yeah. When mine was about muffin tops size, I knew that I wanted to continue to be strong enough to like snatch him up and run off with him if I needed to.
Right. He's getting heavy.
Of course, we're long past that now. I've got it. He's 5'5.5" now, so I'm not just going to snatch him up like I'd be doing good to fireman carry him now, but
Well, like when my sister-in-law was here earlier this week, she saw me hitting the treadmill with the AR and with the vest stuff, and she's like, kind of gave me the look like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I can walk 5 miles with both my kids. Can you?
Yep.
yep.
Like, that's the reason why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it because I plan on going out there and go play army, man. Like, I'm doing it so I know I can carry fucking kids.
There's such a normal people are in such a different wavelength that they don't even like what they see or hear about a bunch of this stuff that really is inconsequential in daily life, but would mean the difference between living and not if something happened, and they think that we're crazy.
It's because they're in the Matrix, man. They have all their luxuries. They're like nothing could ever happen, and then you get a snowstorm in Florida, then you get a flood, then you get a hurricane, then you get earthquakes and fires, and they have no idea what to do because they have never even thought, never had the faintest idea that something could push them out of their comfort zone until something is so catastrophic that they are 100% out of that comfort zone. And they don't have power, which is a big one. They can't get to the store, or like people in South Carolina after that, right? There was nothing in the store. The only food they had was donations from other people's goodwill. Okay, now
Most people can't think past Friday night.
no, and that's the problem, man.
Yeah. And, like, I saw that shit happen in Hawaii with the fires. Through certain channels, there was a bunch of food and stuff ready to go from one island to another where it was needed, and they wouldn't do it because it wasn't coming through channels that a government agency recognized. It was just people that got together, got shit shrink wrapped on pallets, and we're gonna send over. So what ended up happening was a small community of boat owners got together, pulled up to the beach, and started fucking throwing food onto the sand because there was nothing to be had there.
Yep.
And it was sickening to think that that's what it came down to when these people are supposed to be there to help you. And all they were a giant hindrance.
Yeah, they tried to pull that stuff in North Carolina
Mm-hmm.
and Tennessee where that shit went through. And from what I understand, they got the government Fed boys got run out of there.
Yeah, I believe it 100% because they did that shit. They did that shit in Hawaii.
Like, you best be turning around, boy.
If that doesn't make you think, if you don't have 2 to 3 months worth of food right now, that you don't need that immediately before you go pick up a brick of ammo, or you go pick up 10 fucking shitty knives, or you go pick up another gun. If you don't have a couple months worth of food right now after seeing everything that's been going on, what are you doing? If you don't have an extra couple gas cans in the garage or in your shed full of gas, what are you doing?
Seriously. I keep doing that, but my boys keep stealing it.
Get a lock
every time they get low on gas, they come steal my fucking gas out of the shed.
So I think I put a lot of thought into this just over the last 9 months since getting to know all you guys and participating in all this.
Oh, bitch.
Like your levels of prepping. I don't know how realistic it is for many people to ever achieve your level 4 of prepping, like of having 10 years of food and a place to bug out to, and but I think if you can get all of the people that are turned on to at least level 1 moving towards level 2, and then those people can get as many normies as possible. Like if you can speak the gospel to them and have them at least have the month's worth of food at home and the consumable goods, like that would be huge. Almost going back to World War II, people planting victory gardens and voluntarily rationing food, which I know that wasn't a perfect example because there was ration cards, but ration
R and I are gonna start a farmers
stamps.
market
But
here in town that went away, and ours buying an empty lot right next to him, and we're gonna have a humongous fucking garden, and we're just gonna set up for a couple hours every Saturday or Sunday after church, something, hang out at the church parking lots, do a little hillbilly swapping,
yeah, and
implement
I'm
that
not
new
saying that
season.
you've got to. I'm not. I have figured out just approaching customers and friends and relatives and stuff like most people will listen to you enough to entertain you saying why you prep and the what ifs and the whys,
Mhm.
but most people aren't worried about the cartel or their own government or whatever scenario, insert whatever scenario here. Like that's been a real uphill battle for me trying to convince people. But you start pointing to like at least the natural disaster stuff
Yep.
because every region of the country has their extreme inclement weather, but we have seen a lot of way out of the norm inclement weather. Like nobody would have ever thought there'd be a hurricane in Appalachia, and it's relatively unheard of for Florida to have 6 inches of snow. But here we are. So if you could convince your normie friends to like, hey, just when you go to the grocery store, buy a couple extra cans. Like if you eat 1 or 2 cans of this item a week, double
Yep.
that. Just start with some regularity. You won't even miss it. Like the cost of living so high already, anyways. Like the last couple of years, your grocery bill has gone up exponentially, anyways. Like just start now and it snowballs. Just buy a
Yep.
couple extra cans of this, couple extra cans of that. Within 2 or 3 months, like before long, you've got an extra couple weeks worth of food. Keep doing that, and within 3 or 4 months, you've got an extra month's worth of canned food laying around. And like it doesn't hurt anything. Just rotate it. Worst that happens, you fall on hard times or whatever. You know, this time next year, you're getting ready. Or not
That's why when I see
10, 12
people
months.
grabbing like 1 or 2 boxes of mac and cheese, I'm like, "Hey, darling, why don't you just throw that family pack in your cart? You're not
Well,
going
and
to eat
not
that every
everybody
day.
can.
You know what I mean?"
Yeah, but not everybody can mentally justify that. But like I say, you snowball it. You get a couple extra here, a couple extra there. It's like some of that stuff, like I have it. Not that it's not something that I wouldn't normally eat, like that I'm opposed to eating, but it doesn't out of convenience or whatever. It doesn't always. Like I have some of the box macaroni and cheese, but I'll be honest, I buy the microwave stuff, and that's what we eat on the regular
Lawfully armed.
because it's like $1 more, and it takes 3 minutes in the microwave as opposed to having to make a pan dirty and
Oh
you
yeah,
know
the 5 fucking minutes you got to boil the water is just a killer for you.
Well, I mean, it is when I'm trying to slap dinner together and be ready to go live with you at 7 o'clock when I get off work at 6.
I'm just busting your balls.
You're allowed to cook while you're live,
Hey,
What's
go.
up?
but like like with the whole food thing, it changed my lifestyle. Now, I got stacks of box macaroni and cheese, so I'll open up one of those, one of the little dollar packs of Velveeta from the Dollar Tree, slap one of those in with a pot, and have a whole bunch of just the regular cheap pasta from Walmart, boiled with it, you know, and it just makes a giant pot of mac and cheese on the hella cheap.
Oh yeah.
And
Got a
next
butt,
time you're at next
got a
time
butt.
you're at Walmart, look at your Velveeta, like over there between the regular blocks of Velveeta and the Rotel. They sell a 3 pack that breaks down to being cheaper than buying the $1.25 packs from the Dollar Tree.
Yeah, but those aren't individually sealed. They come in a big block. I don't
No,
like that.
they got the pouch ones too.
Oh, they do?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But like
Yeah.
I got a buddy too, his car's been down, so the past month or so, so I went grocery shopping with him, And I was like, and you know, he was like looking at rice or whatever. And I'm like, dude, you got enough money, just buy the big one. And he's like, well, where am I gonna put all these? I was like, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a 5-gallon bucket and a Mylar bag and a couple of Desca packs. Buy the big one and store the rest.
Yep.
He doesn't even know what I'm doing to him yet. He don't even know.
He might be saving his life and he don't know it for $10.
I'm like, dude, you don't even know. And like he's like grabbing like name brand, you know, what are those like spaghettios and shit. I'm like, look, for those 4, you know, like those 4 cans right there, you can grab 5 of the Walmart ones, dude, and you got 1 extra. Like, come on,
Oh yeah.
teaching you how to adult, and I'm saving you. Because little does he know he's gonna be one of those that I scoop up if shit ever hits the fan. It's coming with me. You don't even know it.
Yeah.
I like that. Going back to the what we're talking about, walking on the treadmill and with your rifle and kit. Like, who came up with that?
I don't know. I've been doing. I'm getting ready to do my 20th mile this week with a different chest rig.
God damn!
It's not that
I gotta-
hard.
I
Just
gotta
do a couple
step
miles
up.
a fucking day, or do it twice a day. It's not that hard. It only takes like fucking 30, 40 minutes tops after you throw all your shit on.
I gotta step it up.
Yeah, I'm a fat fuck with tits out here doing it. What the fuck's your excuse?
What do we call that? Can we come up with a name for it? Like the muffin shuffle or something like that?
I don't know. You
Walking on a treadmill with your kit.
Yeah, this
The muffin shuffle right there.
dude. I don't know, man. It's just fat boy
LARPing in place.
here. Yeah.
Going nowhere fast.
Hell yeah. It's
I was
not
just
hard.
listening to Grunt Proof, and he's like, "You need to be rocking like 4 or 5 miles a week." Like, whoa!
Dude, if you think about it, if you just walk or you jog a mile and then throw a fucking backpack and grab your rifle and go another and just walk a mile, you're gonna get toned down a little bit because you're gonna be like, okay, it's like relaxing thing, but the weight resistance, it's not that bad. So okay, you do that 5 days a week. You take 2 days off, whatever. You're sick, whatever. You get home late. You're drunk one night. You have 7 days in a week. You can get 5 miles in with a backpack on, man. It ain't that hard. It takes 20, 30 minutes tops to put all the shit on and walk it out. If you want to walk slow, 30 minutes. If you want to walk a little bit quicker with some purpose in your step, 20 minutes. It's not that much. You can do that while you're making your fucking mac and cheese. Put that bitch on low. I'm also pissed because I gained a fucking pound this week, and I'm gonna say it's muscle, but I'm pissed off. I'm gonna try and cut it here before Friday.
Well, you walked 20 miles this week. I would imagine you're gaining a little bit of muscle.
I'd like to think it's an extra inch in my penis.
There you go. The gravity took over when it came out from the inside, right?
Yep. I sure as fuck ain't sleeping. That's for damn sure. I'm up till midnight every fucking night this week.
You can do it. I have faith in you.
Yeah, well, now I'm gonna bust out some squats because I'm just sitting here and my back hurts from sitting.
And then I got like my 2-year-old's been trying to get on the treadmill and stuff with me, so I'm trying to figure out something that he can do at the same time that I'm walking. You know, little things like the what is it?
Look on Facebook Marketplace. You can find those walking pads for like $20-$30.
It's a pretty good idea, actually.
Yeah, that is a pretty good idea. But
And you just lean it up against the wall. They're flat.
Yeah, I've been letting them carry up the $5 weekly challenge from Dollar Tree. Letting them carry that upstairs and shit. You know.
Yeah, dude, that's another good thing if you want to take somebody prepping. That's why I did the $5 challenge. You can get, dude. You do that for a month, and you look at what you got. You could scooch a week off of that.
Oh yeah.
$20, man. $20. You have a week's worth of food. Yeah, it might be like 4 or 5 packs of ramen and a couple like. You'll have some protein in there. You won't have protein every meal, but breakfast might be oatmeal. But fuck, for $1.25, you get oatmeal for a week. Shit, man. How much harder could it get?
I've just been using what would have been like cigarette money on it. But then it
Good.
felt good.
That's awesome.
Proud of you, Justin B.
I figure out it's like, one less fat going into my body. It's always a good thing.
Yeah, one less thing trying to kill you, right?
Exactly. Got enough of that
Hey.
shit off.
I had a thought earlier. I wanted to run by you, Muffin. I'm getting feedback from somebody. I'm hearing myself talk like on a 2-second delay. That's weird.
Echo.
It's good for you.
But I was thinking about my storage, and I have some like wheat berries and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Do wheat berries keep better than flour?
Yes.
Like shouldn't I go ahead and make flour out of my wheat berries while it's easy? You know what I mean? Like I can plug the grain mill in.
Just get they have it's like $40 or $60 for a hand crank one.
Yeah, I have both. I'm just thinking like you was it you that were saying like why would you buy items to barter with? Like why buy $100 worth of alcohol to barter with when you could go buy $100 worth of rice?
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Because worst case scenario, you don't fucking trade it and you eat it.
Right. I'm thinking kind of along the same lines. Like why am I storing wheat berries? Why don't I just make or buy the flour and
Wheat berries
vacuum
last
seal?
longer than milled flour.
Well, they basically last forever, right? As long as they're
As you
kept
keep
dry.
moisture out. Yeah, moisture. But after it's milled, um, it's like super easy to get any like moisture or whatever. And also, I think that pests. I think weevils like actual like milled flour better than wheat berries. That's usually your biggest predator for flowers. Your weevils and ants. I don't know if ants. They're weird, but I would just stick that wheat berries and some mylar, vacuum seal it, and just forget about it if that's what you're worried about.
Yeah, I think if I do any more, I'm gonna add some diatomaceous earth to it also.
Yeah, this should kill any pest. Oh, my thighs are burning. You guys are bastards.
You'll thank us later.
I know. Not tomorrow.
You'll be thinking about
Flour is going to be cooking it.
you'll be thinking about us at least. Maybe
Oh, yeah.
maybe you won't be thanking us, but you'll be thinking about us.
Yeah, the burning in my loins. I can't wait to think about all these men in this chat tonight.
Yep.
Like you bastards! I can't believe you made me work out.
I guess it's better than what I would be doing. Sleeping right now. I guess I'm working out instead.
Sleep when you're dead.
I know.
Glory lasts forever, and chicks dig scars.
This is Sparta.
I got 100 squats in, 100 curls. Gonna go
How many
kick out my
turds fell
push-ups
out?
for the night. Huh?
How many turds fell out?
That's for me to know and you to smell out.
The gaping maw.
I think Muffin is like sleep delirious.
Could be. Could be.
I'll be that way about 3 o'clock in the morning.
The more tired he gets, the gayer he gets.
I'm gonna call you.
Just remember the time difference.
Nope, I'm not gonna care at 3 o'clock my time. I'm gonna get up to pee. I'm gonna call you on Discord. And I'm gonna walk away from the fucking phone.
Well, 3 o'clock your time, Pat. So it'd be like 2 o'clock here. So if you can go like another 3 hours, Jay from Prepared Citizens Training Group does his coffee and chaos live stream in the mornings on Friday.
Yes, he does. I'll be lurking in the comments before my drive.
Easily lurking in there as well.
What was that name again?
Prepared
Citizens
Citizens.
Training Group.
The guy we get the Slishmans from?
Am I subscribed to that guy?
Should be. I had him on my channel. He's a badass dude.
I'm a bad YouTube listener. I don't actually like, comment, and subscribe to a lot of these guys. Not prepaid, you stupid autocorrect.
Cranking out some more curls. Anyway, sneak peek. Doing the Condor 6 pocket that I modded for the next chest rig.
Aha, I gotcha. I'm not subscribed. Damn it.
Make sure you like, share, and sub to our boy Lawfully Armed. His first live stream is going for 2 hours and 20 minutes.
I've used up a tenth of my StreamYard time.
Yeah, you're burning it. You only get so much for free, right?
20 hours. Make sure you like, share, and sub to Lawfully Armed on Rumble.
Nah.
Shut up and do a Rumble. Come on.
Rumble sucks.
Rumble supports free speech. I support Rumble.
Yeah. Rally on Rumble.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being here. I think we're gonna wrap it up. Let everybody hit the hay. Except for Pat, you can't fall asleep while you're driving.
Yes, you can. Just once though.
I think DLD After Dark's still going. He was last time I switched over to YouTube.
He is, but he's on Rumble only.
Okay, I'll go listen to him there.
Yeah, I get micro naps. As soon as you hit the Rumble strip, micro nap over.
I didn't hear anything.
Man, I fell asleep driving one time. This was right out of high school. I was pushing carts at Walmart, and it was like, let's see, played all day Saturday at the local field. Left there to go worked like 4 to 10 or 4 to 11, something like that, pushing carts. Helped a friend move all night, and then we decided to go drive like an hour away to play at this like rich kid's house. Like his dad owned like a earth moving company or something. So like his dad had built him like one hell of a private field, like bunch of mulch, like breastworks and like tree trunk logs and stuff laid over it and different stuff, whatever. Anyways, The four of us went up there. We like mopped these kids, and then I had to leave like early from that to drive back down to make it in time for work the next day, or like that day. So basically, it had been like played all day, went to work, slept like 90 minutes, had Waffle House and a Monster, and then like drove up there, played, and then was driving back to work. And like I nodded off a couple times. Like I was driving like 90 to nothing, trying to make not be late. Windows rolled down, like music cranked, like everything I could think of was like slapping myself. But I nodded off a couple times and like hit those strips that you're talking about, and like made it work another like 3 to 10, and then went home and like died.
Yeah, real men wait for the second rumble strip.
That's called the ditch, Pat.
It's fine. I'm only an 80,000-pound missile.
Only one. That's not too bad.
You too, Justin. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks, Justin B.
Ooh.
Ohio, I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, Ohio. Thanks for swinging them on in.
Yeah, it'll be a couple more weeks before I start doing regular streams on my channel again.
Make sure you check out Ohio Patriot.
Your source for 2A news. And you were one of the ones that piped up and gave me my first break on Honda's chats. I appreciate that. Well, everybody, we're going to go ahead and shut her down. If you happen to watch this the next day, I'd be shocked if you make it 2 hours and 22 minutes in. But if you do watch it the next day and you make it to this point, thanks for the rewatch. Good night.